Hi, I'm a damp sponge, and I kind of need your guys' help. I have a little bit of a Mandela effect going on. Um, I think it's just because I'm remembering stuff wrong. Um, but this probably just looks a little bit weird. Um, but I am trying to remember if this drink, which this is a visual representation of body armor, which I guess I just drew the larger size bottles rather than the smaller ones. But I'm trying to remember if they ever actually. Oops, that was wrong tab. Did they ever actually have coconut water in them? You know, because if I go back to the advertising section, coconut water. They say that, but on all the modern bottles, they say coconut water concentrate, which are two entirely different things. Kinda seems like they're walking the line between false advertising and just like stretching what's in their drink is called. So, I don't know. It seems a little bit weird to me. Now, the reason I'm bringing this up relates to what I've drawn here. It is, I found BodyArmor back in like 2015, 2016, something like that. Back then, it was a great drink, but today when I drink it, it just tastes like a different version of Gatorade, which is not what it was before. Before, Body Armor used to be like viscousy, like it was like thick, not like super thick, but like you could compare it to like a light olive oil in texture, you know? Like the liquid clings to itself a little bit. And I had a theory at one point that they changed the recipe of the body armor because when I was in high school, I would buy these. They were very good. I'd have them for blood drives. They were very good for blood drives, and well, it was that, and also if you get like a pack of jerky, those two things. It's like, I mean, jerky's expensive now, but back when I used to do it, it was like $10, and you would have like a very successful time at the blood drive. And when I did, I also remembered the portion size being, half the bottle. I've drawn underneath the bottle, you know, about half the bottle. So, sometimes I'd finish the bottle, sometimes I'd drink half of it, I'd sit down, forget it. And when I was a kid, at one point, well, kid, high school, relative information, I would have left Gatorade, a body armor in my room for about a week, before I threw it away. And within that week, I don't have any photos of it. I really wish I took them because I was super into like moss and stuff. And at one point, I would look in there, and there would be these giant, like golf ball sized balls of like, I don't. It was definitely, I think, like a mold or something. It looked more like moss, you know. Um, Definitely meant that the drink went bad. And some people would say this would be a turnoff, but to me, this showed that the drink had so much nutrients in it that a plant could grow in it. Might not be a plant that you want in it currently. Definitely means that it has like a limited expiration date once open to air. but these were like really like thick green like moss balls. They reminded me of moss balls. I assume they were molded. This didn't bother me. I rather enjoyed it, honestly. It happened several times. Like I remember that being a fact of what could happen. But now, like a year ago or so, way after I stopped drinking BodyArmor, I ended up getting one, and it was like it tasted weird. Like it didn't taste like BodyArmor. The BodyArmor I remember was thick and viscous. And now that sounds like a turnoff, but let me tell you, when you drank it the first time, like the first mouthful, you're like, maybe I don't want more of that in me. And then your body goes, no, 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 no. This is like, a very nice vinaigrette. You want this in you. Whatever's in this helps your body. So your body's gonna make you like want more of it. So it's interesting. I also drew the coconut and egg because to show the difference between coconut water and coconut milk. Because I could have sworn on this mock up of a nutrition label that at some point they had both, coconut. Why am I not drawing? I'm erasing. Anyways, coconut meats and milk in it. And I was pretty sure of that because I had a science class. And I didn't do well in the science class because I didn't do the homework. And it was not that I didn't understand it. It was just more that I was lazy, didn't do the work. And my teacher kind of knew this, and he would allow me to do like makeup credit if I can prove a scientific thing in day-to-day life. Like one other example is that I can't remember what it was. I forgot the tools at home to do something. It was like use a specific kind of cup to measure like the volume of something. And I forgot the cup. And I was like, you know what? I'll just like preemptively strike and do the the makeup thing. I brought him a paper where it was showing like, because car tires are like pressurized at certain pressures, that you could very accurately describe the volume inside of a tire, and how a tire would be like a very accurate measurement of like units of liquid under pressure. And he very much enjoyed that. He thought it was very creative. The other one that I did was BodyArmor, or at least the other one I'm saying right now was BodyArmor. And with BodyArmor, there was right like here or so, I remember. It described all the like nutrients in it, and when you cross-reference the nutrients to both the milk and the meats, then you get you could like calculate the volume of coconut water to coconut meat usage. Mainly because it's like, the meats had certain nutrients, the water had other nutrients. Most of them overlapped except for like 2 or 3 things, and you could use the ratios of those to just kind of guesstimate how much actual coconut water and meat you were consuming in a BodyArmor. So, and then I also drew an egg to describe, what a coconut really is, because a coconut is just an egg for a tree. The shell, the meat is the actual like plant. That's why it's considered a quote unquote meat instead of like plant, if that makes sense. Like it's not animal meat, but it's meat because that's what it like. The coconut meat is all of the seed for a coconut tree. and that's kind of like, it's more of like the little spot of white in an egg of like a fertilized egg, that absorbs all the nutrients. And then coconut water is the nutrients, so it's the like white and a little bit of the yellow of an egg is like, the thing that this meat will suck up in order to sprout roots, in order to start another coconut tree, you know. So, but I had all these memories of BodyArmor from high school. I feel like it wasn't too long ago. It's been years, but time flies when you're not made to mandatorily go into a place you don't like for 8 hours a day. So, also, I had looked up a picture of coconut water because you can kind of see, like, I guess you can't really see in these photos, but coconut water is like viscousy, kind of like what I was describing BodyArmor used to be like. If you've ever actually drank like straight coconut water from the coconut, like it's rare, but sometimes like Walmart's will send coconuts to stores where coconut is usually not like a fresh ingredient. If you crack one open, it's okay. It's very like thick and like oddly sweet. It's not sugar sweet, but it's still like sweet. And it kind of throws me off. I don't mind it in stuff, but just straight up drinking coconut water, I'm not a personal fan of. It's just, I don't know. It's just the texture, flavor. Just my body says, nah. That's for right now. I'll pass. But for some reason, when it was in BodyArmor, I was all about that. So, anyways, where would I go to start understanding this information? Well, I just go here. This is the BodyArmor website. I like the strawberry, or at one point I liked the strawberry banana one. And you can read here, coconut concentrate. So currently today, there's not truly coconut water in it, because they say coconut water, kind of like I've described. That's describing this part of it, the liquid inside of a coconut. But if it's a concentrate, it means that they've heated it to the point where a lot of the liquid has left, and also like heat kills the like, not exactly living things in it, but it's a lot of the nutrients in it is in a very like basic form that when heated it breaks down to the point of like your body doesn't use it as well. So you could take warm coconut milk, but to get it to a concentrate, it kills a lot of it, which, oops, well, I mean, you can see my divinity tab. Oh, spoilers. Anyways, but you can see this, so it's kind of like semi-false advertising, It's like, sure, something derived from coconut water per se is in there, but to say that there's coconut water is a little bit weird. What's stranger is that I find later on wilder they're not accusations. They're wilder claims that's 10% coconut water, which is truly not true because it's not the liquid going in, it's a solid, almost solid version of it. Anyways, I'm tripping over my own words. I'm getting ahead of myself. Next tab, I go to Wayback Machine. Surprisingly, only goes back to like 2019. I find this isn't the banana one. It is down here, but for some reason the nutrition tab doesn't work on that page for me. It did earlier, and when I went to make this, it just wasn't working. So I'll use this one. And you can see here again, coconut water concentrate. So, 2019, it was still, and that's, that's a little bit afterwards. And that date is still pretty important because if we click on this tab, Coca-Cola did buy BodyArmor for $5.6 billion in 2018, but they became a 15% shareholder. Oh, in 2018? When they buy it? It says on Monday. This was 2021. I got my dates mixed up. Sorry about that. Anyway, so around 2021, they fully bought it. So, which is like, the Wayback Machine's showing, even before they fully bought it, they used coconut water concentrate. And then, it's still before they had anything to, I'm mixing up my words again. Anyways, but 2018, they bought some stakes. That was before Wayback Machine, 2 years before. So, they could have maybe had some sway, been like, hey, change the formula, it will be, better for the company. So then I started this whole rigmarole of trying to find, photos from earlier. So I went, how about a year earlier, 2017? Luckily I found this, I think this is like a high school report about nutrition and stuff. And you can see right here, coconut water concentrate, right on the bottle. Different style bottle too, which shows that once Coca-Cola kind of came into perspective for them, their bottle shape varied slightly. I don't know if you can truly see the difference between this and this. It's not the biggest difference, it's mainly the neck. The neck on the newer ones are shorter and not curved up as much. I think the bottoms flare out more too. Yeah, but this is a stubbier neck, wider at the base. And then there's just the teeniest, tiniest little curves. So, I don't know. It's not the biggest change, but I thought it was interesting. You could notice a change between when they started, when they bought 15% shares and not. So, anyways, I thought that was interesting. Tried to look for way back, and there's not a lot of websites that do, but if you go to shopping, you could find older versions of people trying to sell BodyArmor, and you can see the smaller and taller neck, and that's really how you identify which ones were older ones. And let's see, I believe is it this one? It is this one. This one showed the nutrition label. Let's see, is there a date down here? There's not a date. Oh, look at that. People are showing, let's see, 3 out of 5 bottles. It was sour tasting, and you can see some mold stuff in there. So that's not what it looked like in mine. I'm kind of interested in this. No, I thought that was dumping it into a liquid. Let's see. These are people's faces. There's a few of them with discoloration, separation looking stuff. So that's an interesting take. because I did 2016 in quotation marks, which means that Google is going to prefer to find things from 2016, which is what I'm guessing that what this is from. So, and if we open this, you can just barely make out the. I have to get closer to my screen. You know what? Let's just open image in new tab. Can I do this? Coconut water concentrate. There it is. So clear as day, coconut water concentrate, supposedly from 2016. And here's that advertising again: 10% coconut water. Which, I mean, I don't think, or at least I haven't seen recently, but the, you know, it's a walk in the border of truthful and deceptive. So, also, I'm gonna keep all these up. I think we should go over the ingredients and see if any of them change. It could be a small ingredient change. Maybe it was always coconut water concentrate, and I'm just like crazy and remember wrong. So then we go over here to Flickr website. I see every now and again, mainly for like art stuff. But this guy Mike, he has a nice little time, and then he finds this really old BodyArmor thing. I thought, okay, this is great. This is, I mean, you can see the branding. It's older. Definitely not the best quality of photos. And I'm just like, he's taken photos of the label so much. It also says super drink too, which I'd never seen. So some of these are pretty old. The drink came out originally in like 2011. Came more popular in like 2013 when they started getting like celebrities in with it. But then I scroll down, I see this photo in particular though, and you see someone's turned the bottles. Now that one is not the nutrition label, but that is, and those are the bottles that I remember drinking out of when I remember the mold thing at one point, and it's just such a shame that this photo is just not right. Like you can't read this. No matter how much you zoomed in, you could not read that. And you want just to, can I not open a new page? I can save it, but I cannot open it, which is a shame. Oops. Actually, you know what? What if I go back? Can I? Which photo is it? It's that one. Open link in new tab. Open image in new tab. Yeah, it's gonna be the smallest one. Yeah, and that's even worse than that because it's the preview image. It's not the web source image. But if you go here, it's just so close. Oh, here's a timeline on 2016. So very interesting. One of the younger photos I've seen of it. My theory would have been that it's like that would have been around the time that I last enjoyed a good one, that it felt like it had coconut water in it. So it's just such a shame that that photo is just not the right size. And I found this photo, accidentally exited out of where I originally got it. Another coconut water. You can see this is the older bottle and still says coconut water concentrate. So I don't know where I got the idea that this was coconut water and coconut milk. I mean, I clearly remember doing the math to figure out how much water and coconut water and coconut milk were in it. They also never advertised coconut milk, which is interesting. So, I Google it. That's what it says. It just says it's always been a concentrate. So, oh yeah, here's that photo, trying to find it older again. Try to look up 2013. Here's this. If this was from 2013, finding it through the shopping images, it still says coconut water. So, and then let's see. Is this the one that says super drink on it? It does say super drink right there. It's very barely legible, but it says super drink. So this has to be one of the like 2016 ones. So yeah, that's interesting. Pulled up the wiki. Wiki hardly says anything, honestly, for this drink being as big as it was. Like in America, like went from like a homemade type of drink. Like it had the Gatorade like starter story of like someone just like whipping together something for hydration and then going, oh, you know what, maybe I want to sell this. And then it goes between, the next 2 years having like, Kobe Bryant like sign on with this as like a sponsor, because I'm pretty sure Kobe Bryant signed in with this in like 2013, so they had a very good legacy for it just to be like, not well summed up on here. They have some of the legacies. Let's see. 2015 became their official drink. Let's see, BodyArmor partnered with Rob Gronkowski. I thought there was more people on that list. It also doesn't date this either. I mean, it leads to other pages, but doesn't date when they came in with it. I'm going to leave this up because I'm very interested to see if this ever changes, Also, the term natural flavors, by the way, really doesn't mean anything, So, anyways, here's another website. Oh, this is what it is. March of 2013, Kobe Bryant purchases a large stake in the company. So it goes from someone's garage, Kobe Bryant invested in it, and then, not long later, Coca-Cola is like, hey, we want to pick up your drink. So that guy had it made for him. And, here's that again. But here's the thing. Open up this, you'll kind of notice a lot of these like minerals also show up in Gatorade. Let's see if they show up in this one. Concentrate. Let's see, vitamin C, magnesium, the strawberry banana flavorings. Whatever this is, the B3. There's a lot of like matching, ingredient ones, and it kind of makes me question: are they adding these? Because those can't all come from the concentrate. Would they have to even list them here if it came from an ingredient? you know? So, it's very, very interesting. So, also, all this is for like per 100 grams, which I don't think there'd be 100 grams of coconut in it. So, and then I also had the coconut water. When you look up coconut water, there's a lot of these like health benefit websites where like, you know, you should really drink this. And I felt like that was not a great place to go. I mean, not just that website, but you can see website after website, coconut water nutrition, you know, health benefits, risks of coconut water. Coconut water, is it super hydrating? Like, those are all more questions, and I need, you know, solid numbers. So for right now, I'm just relying on the wiki for numbers, and you can see a lot of vitamins and stuff don't transfer to the coconut water. So, I mean, the only thing is magnesium, but I don't even think that there's magnesium in this. There's magnesium oxide. Is that the same thing, though? I don't know. This video is more of like an open-ended, like, you know, if you had comments, stuff about it. Because I'm just at a loss. Because I swear I have these memories of seeing it say coconut water, coconut milk, actually in the like little like description here. I was pretty sure it said like water, cane sugar, coconut water, coconut milk. I was pretty sure it said that, but I mean, I haven't seen any evidence of it online, and I don't know. I can't find anything about like the like moss slash mold growing in it too. Because also when it happened, it was always like the drink was clear. It wasn't dirty like the other ones. It was like the drink had turned clear, and they turned to spheres. The only thing I can think of is maybe I did drink all the liquid, and I put water in it, and then the like a little bit of nutrients in like a water atmosphere, like, you know, made the balls of moss slash mold. You know, it's really hard to say. And it's one of those like my brain is thinking of it as like a Mandela effect. Because like I thought I had this concrete information. I go online and I can't back it up. So anyways, let's I'm gonna cut for a second as I open up something I can write with. Okay. Well, here's a new one. I also have this photo up. This was from eBay. Just trying to get a look at this. This is like the Kobe Bryant like limited edition one. Again, 10% coconut water. He did partner with them very early, and I think you can read it right here. Coconut is cut off, but it says water concentrate. So yeah. So it's most likely that my brain just gone crazy. But I could have sworn it's like it was actual. Maybe it was just like their advertising where it was just like stretching the truth, you know, borderline, walking on like a very thin tightrope of maybe almost possibly lying, but it would be a hard thing to prove, you know. So, anyways, what I'm gonna do now is come over here. This is the first website. Copy that and come in here, make a little text document. If I control shift V, that's not how that works. That is how that works. And that's way too big. See, you know what? Instead of doing that, just delete it. And when you go to type stuff, this one will be like the basis for your text box. Okay. Lots of words. This is number 1. I'll leave that on the bottom. Let's see. This is number 2. Number 2 is 2020. Finish with that. You want to leave these a little misaligned because you need something to grab onto if you want to edit them. Okay, that's done. Just gonna hide them while I go off and grab all of them. Obviously, I can't copy paste that. It's gonna take too much to write. Can't copy paste. Can't copy paste, but it's easier to look at, so I'm just gonna leave it there. That's that photo. Can't copy paste. I think that was the only text ones I got was, you know, their current up-to-date information and their 2020 information, which could just be the same thing. What we really need is to compare it to like an older one, like one of these. So we'll just zoom in and we'll double check that these are similar, if not the same. If we line them up correctly, they should show the same words, which they don't. You can see up here is the same, all the way up here is the same, but once it gets to this like subcategory, they're different. And why is that? Let's see, calcium D something, technically called vitamin B5. It's the first one. Natural strawberry, banana flavored with other natural flavors. Okay. But then they also started off with B3. So this is interesting. There is a slight difference because the way that this is supposed to go is that from first word to last word, you're supposed to do your most used ingredient to your least used ingredient. And I believe that carries over to those two. So here, what if we do this? Take all this. Can I still read it if it's 25? Can I? Oh, it's, whoops. Okay, then come down here, make this 25, lower it down, select, and you know what, just select that. So let's see, filtered water, pure cane sugar, coconut water concentrate, citric acid, electrolytes, vegetable juice concentrate, let's see, color, ascorbic acid, vitamin C, magnesium oxide for electrolytes. And this is where it changes. The natural strawberry banana flavor, which I've already read. And that is right where it says the calcium D thing. That. So, and this is the bottom one is the newer one. So they've listed the banana and strawberry flavoring down there, which is interesting. Let's see. But then after it, let's see, there's that flavoring. Then it says Nicoxide, vitamin B3, calcium D. Okay, so there's that. I kind of wish I had like a quick thing that could highlight similar words into the same color. Because that, yes, is that. So then now there's two different things ahead of it, ahead of the B5, which over here, the natural fruit punch flavoring with other flavors is afterwards. And then it says alpha, whatever that is, vitamin E. Does this bottom one even say that? It does say that then. So B5, B3, then the flavoring. But then the new one, it's flavoring B3, B5. So, and now I don't know enough to understand if that would make any significant difference. This would be like someone who's like a cooking thing, like if you know, like Anne Reed or something. That would be her department. So the rest of it looks okay, I think. Let's see, at the end of that one says trioxide. Does it say that down here? It does. Oh, wait, is that another difference? B6, B6. Oh, let me use the drawing tool. B6, B6. Fultic acid number B, or vitamin B9. And now it's a vitamin A, was the old one. But in this one, vitamin A has taken a back seat to that. So let's undo that real quick. So these swap on these. Very interesting. And the B12 is the same. So there's 5 total things that are quote unquote different. They're just in a slightly different order. It seems like they're mostly the same, but they varied the amount of each individual one. So being the vitamin A and vitamin B9. And then the flavoring as well as the B3 and B5. So interesting. Or if that it all having to be with, or all having to do with vitamin B changes anything. I know some of these vitamins are highly light sensitive, and some companies have been busted in the past for supposedly putting X amount of vitamins into a drink but because vitamins break down water and they wanted clear packaging so they could like show off their product, that the light rays that have penetrated their product have over time destroyed the vitamins in it. So, yeah, it's very, very interesting how that works out. Now, can I remember enough information to compare it to this? Probably not, but let's see. Looks the same. Banana flavor, then B3, then B5. So, and I think that lines up with the older version too. Right? And this one it is banana flavor, B3, B5. Wait, but the bottom is the newer one. Interesting. So why did they go back? Right? No, wait. The bottom one's a more recent one. But the more recent one lines up with it. Huh. No. It's also like 3 in the morning, if you can see that. This is my like late night, like deranged little thing for content. So, but if anyone else remembers anything about the BodyArmor changing, I would be very interested in seeing comments about that. Because I'll tell you, at the very least, the flavor profile has changed and the texture has changed. So, yeah, that's why I used to really like it, and there was definitely that time where I was like, oh, this kind of tastes a little weird, tastes a little different, and then it just kind of tasted like Gatorade after a while, and I was just not into it. So, yeah, so that's my whole little rant on BodyArmor. That's my real only thing against it. If you still want to drink it, that's fine. Something I didn't show in this actually. Yeah, I didn't have any tabs open about it. Apparently a lot of women use BodyArmor as uh like milking stimulant drink. I don't know what that's about, you know. I saw that there's a section of TikTok that was saying it, and then there's also like Reddit articles going on about like, you know, how much should you be taking if there's X amount of this, if there's X amount of that, because like breast milk having vitamins in it is good. I mean, if we look back at this, you know, lots of potassium, stuff like that. Like it's all this would be just good for breast milk. I would say. I mean, you should probably look for someone else's opinion besides, you know, just like a dude on the internet. But apparently, there's a little bit of a craze for using that for it. Except they say it's a little sugary though, which I mean, I agree. 28 grams of added sugar. 26, 28. That's not very clear. Let's go back to a more clear web page. That one says 29. Weird. Wayback Machine says 28. Interesting that those changed a little. Something else I was going to point out that changed was serving size, 16-ounce bottle, in 2020. This one, the current and up-to-date one, serving size 16 ounces, but if you go back to these smaller ones, I believe it says 8 ounces in some of these photos. Yes, 8 fluid ounces is a serving size, 2 per container. So, you know, it's, I don't know, I'm not 100% sure about what a serving size is. All I know is that there's like a nutrition one, and then there's a different one. One is like how much the average person consumes, and the other one is like based on the nutrition, this is what you should have. You know, based on like ranking things by like, you know, least problematic for your body to like most problematic in large quantities for your body, you know, in coordinates to like the, you know, volume of it. And then usually based off of that, they're like, well, you know, if this didn't have X amount of, like, let's say sugar in it, for example, then you could have, you know, 3 bottles. But because it has X amount of sugar in it, then, you know, they reduce that to so many bottles. So it's just very interesting. Right now it says 8 fluid ounces when they were originally bringing this out. And now on the current one, it says a 16-ounce bottle, which they sell it in larger than 16. Sell it in 12 ounce, 16 ounce, 20 ounce, which, I mean, it's a little bit weird that you don't go up and down by serving size. I don't know, a little bit weird to me that you don't go up and down by serving size. Maybe it's normal to just go up and down by 4 ounces in the bottle. I'm not a, you know, person that puts all that information together. So, yeah. What else can I add to this? I think that's what I wanted. I wanted to make sure you see serving size, know what I thought, you know. So, hopefully someone can help me out in the comments. If not, oh well. This is probably going to be a one done video. So, I'll see you next time.